football. So for that, it's for me not new, but the interaction with the press, with you, this is what I like to be good. I think it's important that we can speak about football, because football is for everybody, it's for players, it's for coaches, it's also for supporters, it's for everybody, and everybody have the right to be informed about everything.
Demak, albatta men Pahtakorda birinchi mavsum bu yil men uchun Pahtakorda birinchi mavsum emas. Bundan oldin yordamchi murabbiy sifatida ishlab kelganman. Ammo bosh murabbiy sifatida bu mening o'sha matbuot anjumanimdagi birinchi ishtirokim hamda o'ylashimcha ommaviy axborot vositalari yordamida xalqqa, futbol ishqibozlariga yetkazishimiz bugun mumkin bo'lgan narsalarni biz sizlar yordamingizda o'sha muxlislarimizga yetkazamiz va men o'sha OV vakillari bilan uchrashishdan har doim xursand bo'laman.
If we look back the last 3.5 seasons when I came together with Shota Arveladze, I think we can say that Pahtakor make very big progression. When we came, I think we were number 8 in the league. And the last 2 years we were able to win the championship. We had, I think you can say, we had a good run in the Asian Champions League, and this is, I think, a good achievement.
Ortga nazar soladigan bo'lsak, o'sha Shota Arveladze bilan ishni boshlaganimizda 3,5 yil ilgari Pahtakor biz kelganimizda 8-o'rinda edi va o'tgan 2 mavsum davomida biz chempionlikka erishdik va o'ylashimcha juda ham katta progressga erishdik. Chempionlar ligasida ham yaxshi natija ko'rsatdik va o'ylashimcha shu natijalarni takrorlashga harakat qilishimiz zarur.
Of course, for that we have to thank Shota Arveladze. I think we have to thank the management team, the directors. players, the factors in that. Other clubs, of course, also have to grow now.
Pahtakor albatta shu katta bir o'zbek futbolida o'z o'rniga ega va o'ylashimcha boshqa klublar ham shunga intilishi kerak.
We have many projects now. We have the Olympic team with I think 50-60% Pahtakor players in it.
Hozirda turli xil proyektlar bor O'zbekistonda futbolni rivojlantirish bo'yicha. Hozir mana oxirgisi bu Olimpik jamoasi. O'sha jamoada ko'rishingiz mumkin 60% ga yaqin futbolchi Pahtakor o'yinchilari.
We have the national team, of course, who going into a very important stage now for the qualification for the World Cup.
Va milliy terma jamoani juda ham muhim uchrashuvlar kutib turibdi. Jahon championatini saralash bahslarida.
Also in the national team, everybody knows there's many Pahtakor players involved.
Va bilasizlar, o'sha milliy terma jamoada ham juda ham ko'plab Pahtakor futbolchilari mavjud.
So there is always pressure on a team like Pahtakor to make sure the players are fit, that the players are in good shape.
O'shaning uchun Pahtakor doimo yaxshi ma'nodagi bosim ostida bo'ladi. Ya'ni futbolchilar doimo yaxshi tayyorgarlik, yaxshi fizik holatga ega bo'lishlari shart.
So that's my task as a head coach now, together with the rest of the staff, to make sure that happens.
Va mening vazifam, bugungi kundagi vazifam o'sha futbolchilarni shunday holatda ushlab turish, yordamchilarim bilan birgalikda ularni doimo o'yinga shay holatda ushlab turish.
So now the season will start for us on Saturday.
Biz uchun mavsum shanba kuni boshlanadi Nasafga o'yinga qarshi.
And after that we play again against Nasaf for the league opening. So it's explosive opening, you can say number 1 against number 2, 2 times in a row. So it's already something of a challenge for everybody, but we like challenges, so that's always good.
Va bu super kubok uchrashuvi birinchi va ikkinchi jamoalar o'rtasidagi uchrashuv bo'ladi va biz uchun bu yangi bir marra, yangi bir chaqiruv va biz hamisha shunaqa chaqiruvlarga tayyor bo'lishimiz kerak.
Last 4 years I worked very close with Shota, so everything we did the last 4 years I will try to prolong.
Va oxirgi o'sha 4 mavsum davomida Shota Arveladze bilan ishlagan mavsumimizda doimo bir yoqadan bosh chiqarib ishlashga harakat qilganmiz va o'sha o'yin filosofiyamizni tadqiq qilishga harakat qilganmiz.
Also every year you have changes in the selections. In today's football, every year many players change clubs.
Va bir narsani aytib o'tishim kerakki, har mavsumda futbolchilar jamoalarga yangi futbolchilar kelib qo'shiladi, kimdir ketadi, kimdir keladi.
So also Pahtakor have to let players go sometimes because there's a lot of interest from richer countries.
Va bir xil bu mavsumda Pahtakor shunday transferlarga qo'l urdi va ba'zi bir futbolchilar jamoa yetakchilaridan bir nechtasi jamoani tark etishdi, kuchliroq va boyroq championatga ular yo'l olishdi. Men kechirasiz okajon, shu yurmasangiz iltimos, chunki orqada ham kameralar bor. Please.
Yeah, so that means that also we have to look for new players that can balance the team again.
Va hozir jamoaga yangi futbolchilar kelib qo'shilgan. Shu sababdan o'sha balansni yo'qotmaslikka harakat qilganmiz.
So we lost Masharipov, we lost Hamdamov, Sergeyev, Kozak, Abdullayev. We have 2 players on loan, Soberyonov and Roziev, who can gain experience at other club.
Demak, o'sha Masharipov, Kozak, Hamdamov, Sergeyev kabi futbolchilar bizni jamoamizni tark etishdi. Ikkita yosh futbolchimiz Roziyev va Sobirjonov hozir arendaga ketishgan boshqa klublarga va jamoaga yangi futbolchilar ham kelib qo'shilishdi.
So we were able to bring in to Pahtakor Turgunbayev,
Biz Pahtakorga Turg'unboyev olib keldik, Temirovni olib keldik,
Muhaddinov and Rashidov.
Muhiddinov va Rashidovlarni olib kelishga muyassar bo'ldik.
And we bring 2 players back who were on loan.
Va ikkita o'yinchi arendadan Pahtakor tarkibiga yana kelib qo'shilishdi.
Yuldashev, Ibrahim Khalil.
Ibrohim Khalil Yo'ldoshev va
Humojon Iminov come back.
Va Humoyonjon Iminovlar qaytib kelishdi. Ular katta potensialga ega.
They come back now with a lot of experience.
Ular o'yin tajribasiga ega bo'lib, Pahtakor tarkibiga qaytib
And
keldi.
now they have to challenge for positions.
Va ular o'z pozitsiyalari uchun juda ham jiddiy tarzda kurash olib borishyapti.
So if you look at our team in defense and midfield, we are almost the same as we were.
Demak, men o'ylashimcha himoyada va yarim himoyada hozir darajamiz pastga tushmagan. O'ylashimcha o'sha darajani saqlab qolishga muyassar bo'ldik.
Only in attack we have a few changes.
Faqatgina shu hujumda bizda o'zgarishlar bo'ldi.
So we now try to integrate the new players as quick as possible.
Hozir yangi futbolchilarni tezroq shu o'yinga qo'shilib ketishiga, jamoaga kirishib ketishiga harakat qilyapmiz.
One of my passions as a coach, what I always like, is to bring young players to a higher stage.
Meni o'zimni yoqtirgan narsam doimo yoqtirib kelaman shuni. Yosh va kelajagi porloq futbolchilarni iloji boricha jamoaga tezroq jalb qilib.
So I'm happy to see 5 new players in our team. 4 plus 1. We have Shobanov, we have Azmidinov, we have Khalmatov, Goldegonov. 4 new young players who now full-time train with the first team.
Hozir demak aytib o'tgan futbolchilar jamoamizni yosh futbolchilari va ular hozir asosiy tarkib bilan shug'ullanib borishyapti va ularni asosiy tarkib futbolchilar bilan yaxshi bilasizlar, Ajaxda ishlagan. U inson jamoaning fizik podgotovkasiga qaraydi. Gocha bor bizda. How was his surname? Tikkibuchava.
For me difficult also. Georgian name.
Gruziyalik mutaxassis, juda yaxshi ma'lum sizlarga va jamoaga yana Mirko Yelich ham qo'shildi. O'zbek futboliga yaxshi bilishadi mutaxassis. O'shaning uchun men bu mutaxassisni qo'shilganiga ham juda ham xursandman. O'ylashimcha hozirda o'sha yordamchilarim juda ham yaxshi experience, juda ham yaxshi demak nima edi tajribaga ega va ular kelajakda menga yordam berib kelishadi.
Last year we had a double team and we had we call it Perver Liga team.
Va double va birinchi liga jamoamiz ham bor edi o'tgan yili.
Although the Perver Liga team qualified for the Pro Liga.
Va birinchi liga komandamiz Pro ligaga yo'l olganiga qaramasdan,
because of the so many players selected for the Olympic team,
Olimpik jamoasiga juda ko'p futbolchilarimiz jalb qilingani uchun
we had to cancel this team.
biz bu jamoani faoliyatini to'xtatib qo'ydik.
So now we have the first team and we have the double team now again.
Bizda hozirda asosiy jamoa bor va double jamoasi qolgan.
I like to work together closely. So many times these players from double will also train in the first selection.
Double bilan asosiy tarkib doimo birga shug'ullanib kelishadi. Bundan buyon chunki o'sha yosh futbolchilarni ko'proq jalb qilishga harakat qilaman.
For me, four important things.
4 ta eng muhim narsa men uchun.
First, of course, the Super Cup. It's the first game we have. It's the first prize we can win. Will be difficult against a good Nasaf team.
Birinchisi bu Super Kubok, chunki bu mavsumdagi birinchi uchrashuv bo'ladi va biz birinchi titulimizni qo'lga kiritishimiz mumkin bo'ladi.
The second is of course the Superliga, where we want to defend our title.
Ikkinchisi Superliga, biz o'z chempionligimizni himoya qilishga harakat qilamiz.
The third, and this is after last season a very big challenge again this year, is the Asian Champions League.
Uchinchisi Osiyo Chempionlar Ligasi, o'tgan yilgi mavsumdan keyin juda ham qiyin bo'ladi albatta, lekin biz harakat qilamiz.
And the fourth, and this is important I think for whole of Uzbekistan, is to deliver fit, motivated players for the national team.
Va to'rtinchisi o'ylashimcha bu butun o'zbek futboli uchun muhim bo'lgan jihat, tayyor va ishtiyoqi baland futbolchilarni milliy terma jamoaga yetkazib berish.
I understand that as a head coach of Pahtakor, I have a big responsibility, not only for my own club, but for all the players I have.
Pahtakor jamoasi bosh murabbiyi sifatida aytishim mumkinki, menda juda ham katta mas'uliyat bor. Nafaqat jamoa bizning klubimiz uchun va bundan tashqari har bitta futbolchi uchun men javobgar shaxs hisoblanaman.
And this have indirectly also an effect on the national team.
Chunki bu xohlaysizmi yo'qmi, milliy terma jamoaga albatta ta'sir qiladigan faktor.
So I will do my very best to deliver the Pahtakor players for that in a very good shape.
Aytib o'tganimdek, men qo'limdan kelgan barcha ishni qilaman. Pahtakorni iloji boricha ko'proq futbolchilari milliy terma jamoada o'z hissalarini qo'shish uchun.
So in that way, I think I can be a very small part in the support for Uzbek football.
Va shu tariqa men o'zimni kichkinagina bo'lsa ham hissamni qo'shishga tayyorman o'zbek futboli rivoji uchun.
Yeah, so that's in short what I
Bu qisqacha o'sha mavsum oldidagi mavsumga tayyorgarlik to'g'risida edi. Endi savollarga o'tadigan bo'lsak, now the questions. Marhamat. O'zingizni tanishtirib, iltimos.
Maksad Jahangirov, Новости Узбекистана.
Maksad Jahangirov, Uzbekistan News.
Вы сможете на русском, да?
Да, конечно.
Значит, понятно, да, вот этот Пахтакор еще ни разу суперкубок не брал.
So it's the first time for Pahtakor that they will be able to win the Super Cup.
естественно, что футболисты, и я думаю, что тренер горят желанием завоевать.
So, and I think the players and you have big desire to win this title.
Yes, we have.
Но здесь в связи с этим такой вопрос.
And I have a question.
Но вы пришли, я думаю, не на один день или на
You
какой-то
came for
длительный
not
период.
one day. Of course, we think that you will stay here as long as you can.
Потому что есть же помимо Суперкубка текущие чемпионаты,
Because
международные
besides
соревнования.
Super Cup, we have a lot of tournaments like Superliga, Champions League.
Вот. Естественно, каждый новый тренер привносит свои технологии, методы, какие-то новшества. Вот. И такой вопрос. Значит, сможет ли этот тренер воспитать узбекского, ну скажем, Круифа?
So let's say because each new coach tries to make his own way and to show the new things for the players. Let's say, will you be able to grow up the new Johan Cruyff in Uzbekistan?
I hope so. I hope it would be very good.
Что принесет новый главный тренер для того, чтобы...
What we can expect from you, if
See,
you
see,
tell in details.
it's a little bit strange in my situation because I'm new, but I'm also old already here. So I'm new, but I also here already for 4 years. So I think that is a good combination. Maybe not, maybe yes, I don't know, but I think it is. And so I know already the players, I know the system, I know the philosophy because it's also my philosophy. So for me, not a lot changes. The things that change for me mostly is that I'm the guy that speaks to you. I'm the guy that is the ambassador now for the club. That's new. So that's new for you, that's new for me. That's why I think it's good to have these kind of meetings.
Значит, касательно вашего вопроса, очень в нашей ситуации очень интересно получается, потому что я как бы главный тренер новый, но в то же время я уже на протяжении длительного времени в Пахтакоре, 4 года, да? Поэтому, в принципе, система игры, философия игры, она меняться не будет, потому что то, что мы делали с Шота Арвеладзе, это в какой-то мере были и мои задатки, мое видение игры, поэтому сильных изменений мы не ощутим. Но новшество здесь в данный момент это то, что я теперь как бы являюсь своего рода послом Пахтакора в ходе встреч с вами, с представителем медиа. Вот это для меня новое. И это, я думаю, очень хорошо. То, что мы с вами вот сегодня встретились, надеюсь, подобных встреч будет в будущем много. Но в целом, я надеюсь, что на ваш вопрос по поводу Крuyffa, я надеюсь, что это получится.
And I've always been involved also in youth football in other countries, and this very close to my heart, because I think in every country, at every club, youth football academy is a very important part of the club, especially for long-term success.
Я непосредственно работал в молодежных командах, в юношеских командах, то есть с футболистами молодого возраста, поэтому я думаю, что это неотъемлемая часть и очень важная часть для закладки будущего для футбола в целом. Поэтому я уделяю большое внимание именно молодежи.
And I know that Pahtakor throughout history in Uzbekistan always have been a big provider of talent.
Я знаю, что Пахтакор всегда был большим, значит, своего рода поставщиком талантов для национальной сборной.
And together with Shota, we last 3.5 years, we also have a big restructuring of the academy.
Мы сделали большую реструктуризацию с Шота Арвеладзе нашей академии на протяжении 3,5 лет последних.
And if you see the first selection for the Olympic team that they selected 15 out of 20 players from Pachtakor. I think that's also a compliment for the academy.
Я думаю, что для нас, для нашей академии большим комплиментом является тот факт, что из 20 приглашенных в команду олимпийских футболистов 15 это игроки Пахтакора.
Yeah, so we will continue to work with the academy.
Мы продолжим работу с академией.
I'm happy to see many talented young players, very hard-working players.
Я очень счастлив видеть, что молодежь работает усердно, и у нас на сегодняшний день есть очень молодые, талантливые футболисты. Пожалуйста, следующий вопрос, Тимураке.
Правда, сколько не знаю.
Вы подробно
рассказали, многие вопросы сняты, в общем-то, которые
So you have talked us in details many things. Yeah.
Если можно, довольно ли предсезонной подготовкой?
So have you satisfied with the pre-season competitions? Because you have a training camp in Dubai and there you played.
The pre-season always, for me, very interesting period of the season.
You played with the good teams, but you lost there. There.
For me, the pre-season always very interesting time because you're very close to the players. In my situation, the players had the time to get used to a new head coach.
Очень интересно, значит, для меня лично именно вот эта предсезонная подготовка и то, что мы провели сборы. В целом я удовлетворен сборным, и в этот момент это хорошее время для игроков проявить себя и наладить, значит, своего рода сблизиться с главным тренером. Это у нас произошло.
It's good time, especially when you're in training camp with the players, to speak to them, to get to know them better, to see the interaction between players, to see how new players adapt to the new club, to the new environment.
И, значит, предсезонная подготовка, предсезонное время является хорошим временем для того, чтобы понаблюдать за вливанием новых футболистов в команду, о том, как они любят проводить время, и беседовать с ними почаще. Поэтому я люблю такие моменты.
It's also a time that you can experiment a little bit with the team lineups, that you can play the young players. For the young players, it's a great experience to play against Spartak Moscow, to play against Zenit. For them, they really feel the intensity of these games, and they know they have to work very hard to eventually, maybe in 1, 2, 3, 4 years, to try to get to that level.
И очень положительный момент в таких случаях, что молодые футболисты вот в первый раз в жизни своей сыграли там против таких команд, как Спартак Москва, Зенит, Санкт-Петербург. И они действительно почувствовали тот класс, то мастерство, ту быстроту игры, темп. И для них, я думаю, это очень хорошая возможность была, чтобы они поняли, куда им расти дальше, и на протяжении там 1, 2, 3 ближайших лет постараться поднять свой уровень до команд такого уровня, как Зенит и Спартак. Marhum. championat.asia.
Пахтакор hujum so'zlari e'lon berilgan, lekin o'sha transferlar orasida Ulug'bek Hoshimovga Messiga berilishi, Shohruh Hojiyev Navoiyga o'tishi biroz shu tushunarsiz ekan. Chunki Pahtakor hujumda muammolar bor paytda u futbolchilarni boshqa jamoalarga berib yuborishi munosabatlarni bildirib.
So it seemed a little bit strange that Pahtakor now has only Erendir Diok in like a forward, and we gave 2 players to Namangan and to Fergana FC, Ulug'bek Hoshimov, and Hoshimov, I came under this? Mahmoud Hojiyev. And what do you planning to make in the central forwards?
Yeah, we always have to make choices, of course. Sometimes the choices you have to make them for the player to get a chance somewhere else to play games. I think that is the case for these two players. They can grow at this new club. They play a lot of games. Sometimes better for them to do that and then come back maybe at a later stage to a more experienced and at a higher level. And we still keep our eye out and we still trying left and right to see if there's a possibility. And otherwise we have other opportunities to use when Aaron has something or when he's maybe not fit or whatever. So I think if you look at the general selection we have, I think we are not far away from the strength of last year.
Demak, o'sha aytib o'tgan ikkita futbolchingiz uchun o'ylashimcha futbolda tabiiy holat hisoblanadi. Bunday holatlar gohida futbolchini o'ylab turib ham uni kelajagi uchun ham uni boshqa klublarga, ya'ni o'sha o'yin tajribasi ko'proq bo'ladigan klublarga qo'yib yuborish kerak bo'ladi. O'ylashimcha kelajakda ular Pahtakorga yanada kuchliroq va jamoaga foydaliroq bo'lib kelishadi.
But I think you're right. The biggest challenge for me as a coach is the attack. There we have all the new changes. There where we have to train very hard to make the team ready to use the new players as effective as possible.
Demak, bundan tashqari o'sha yangi futbolchilar, yangi jamoaga kelib qo'shilgan futbolchilar ham o'ylashimcha hujum chizig'ida o'zlarini yaxshi ko'rsata oladi. Lekin o'sha Eren agar o'zini yomon his qiladigan bo'lsa yoki jarohat oladigan bo'lsa, biz balkim o'sha yangi futbolchilarimizni hujumda o'ynatib ko'rishga harakat qilamiz. Hozirgi kunda hali transfer oynasi yopilgani yo'q. Biz yaxshi Pahtakorga mos keladigan futbolchini, ya'ni hujum chizig'ida qidiryapmiz. Bu savol biz uchun yopiq emas. Lekin siz to'g'ri aytasiz, o'tgan yilgiga nisbatan aynan o'sha hujum chizig'ida sal muammolar bor, lekin umumiy olib qaraganda meni o'ylashimcha o'tgan yilgi jamoa bilan bu yilgi jamoani uncha katta farqi bo'lmaydi. Aynan o'yin uslubida va natijalarda.
And I also have a lot of trust in the young players who are now training with us. That we have also a few attacking players in that group, so I also have a lot of trust in that.
Va aytib o'tganimdek, o'sha yosh futbolchilar biz bilan shug'ullanib kelishyapti. Dubldan orasida yaxshi talantli bolalar ham bor. Vaqti kelsa ularni ham o'sha maydonga tushirib, ularga imkoniyat berishga harakat qilaman.
And that's always at the club at Pahtakor where you have many talents that sometimes some of the talents you have to let go to make space for other talents.
Demak, o'sha Pahtakordek kuchli jamoalarda hamisha yaxshi talantli futbolchilar, iqtidorli futbolchilar ko'p bo'ladi va payti kelganda o'sha iqtidorli futbolchilarni asosiy jamoaga jalb qilib, ularni o'rnini o'sha boshqa bir iqtidor uchun akademiyada, dublda bo'shatib berish kerak bo'ladi. O'z navbatida shu futbolchilar birinchi jamoaga yordam berib kelishadi. Savollar bormi? Marhamat.
Assalomu alaykum.
Raise
I have two questions for you. First question is, last season the team had a problem with goalkeepers, and how do you want to solve this problem? And second question, the Asian Champions League is likely to be centralized. How this affect all your teams?
Yeah, first question, goalkeepers. If I talk, see, the goalkeeper is a very special position in a team.
Demak, savol quyidagicha bo'ldi. O'tgan yili golkiperlar bilan muammo bo'ldi. Hozirda bu muammoni qanday yechimga egasiz va qanday yechmoqchisiz? Javob, golkiperlarga o'sha darvozabonlarga e'tibor qaratadigan bo'lsak, bu juda ham bir o'zgacha bir joy hisoblanadi.
As a goalkeeper, you can make 50 good saves.
Darvozabon sifatida o'yin davomida siz 50 ta yaxshi save qilishingiz mumkin.
But if you make one mistake, everybody always looks at that mistake.
Lekin bitta xatoga yo'l qo'ysangiz, o'sha hamma atrofdagilar o'sha xatoga ko'rsatishadi.
That's why the reason why I never wanted to be a goalkeeper.
O'shaning uchun men hech qachon darvozabon bo'lishni xohlamaganman.
That's why that's why I like to be a striker, because the striker, it's the other way around. You can do 10 times something wrong.
O'shanga ko'proq hujum chizig'ida o'ynashga harakat qilganman, o'zim ham o'sha futbolchilik
And if you
faoliyatim.
score one goal, you're
Chunki
the top man.
hujumchilar, yarim himoyachilarda umuman boshqacha vaziyat. Siz 10 ta, 20 ta xato qilib bitta gol urib qo'ysangiz, siz birdaniga qahramonga aylanib ketishingiz mumkin.
So I'm quite satisfied with my goalkeepers.
Hozirgi kunda o'sha darvozabonlarim bilan ko'nglim to'q.
I trust them.
Men ularga ishonaman.
I see them work hard. Of course, they make one or two mistakes here and there, but that every goalkeeper do that.
Hozirgi kunda yaxshi sport formasiga ega va yaxshi shug'ullanib borishyapti. Albatta, ko'plab darvozabonlar kabi ular ham xatoga yo'l qo'yishadi.
Last year they were 1 and 2 at a certain stage for the national team, so I think they're not. I think they're up to Pachtakor level. Yeah.
Va o'tgan yili o'sha milliy terma jamoa tarkibida ham ular o'zlarini yaxshi tarafdan ko'rsatishdi deb o'ylayman va bu Pachtakorni darajasini ko'rsatib beradi.
The second question about the centralized location of playing in the bubble, as we call it also, is for me very interesting. It's like a big training camp where you're very close again with the players.
Demak, ikkinchi savol quyidagicha edi. Osiyo Chempionlar Ligasi bu yil o'sha sentralizovanniy formatda o'tishi kutilmoqda. Bu jamoaga qanday ta'sir qiladi va qanday tayyorgarlik qilasizlar? Javob, biz bundan xabarimiz bor va bunday musobaqa sentralizovanniy formatda o'tadigan musobaqa ko'proq o'sha nima deydi, bir vakuumga o'xshagan holatda o'tadi. Ya'ni hamma jamoalar bitta mehmonxonada joylashgan bo'ladi, lekin qiziqarli tarafi o'sha futbolchilar, jamoalar bir-birini ko'ra turib, har doim yaqin joyda joylashib tayyorgarlik olib borishadi. Shu tarafdan qiziq.
In that situation, I can fully concentrate on this tournament.
Va unday holatda yana bir qulaylik jihati to'laligicha o'sha turnirni o'zida konsentratsiya qilish imkoniyati bo'ladi.
We can have a look at the direct opponents, we can analyze them.
Va o'sha guruhdagi yoki bo'lmasam birga o'ynaydigan raqiblarimizni polniy analiz qilib chiqib, o'shalarga qarshi o'yinga 100% tayyorgarlik ko'rish imkoniyati tug'iladi.
I can prepare my team very quick after one game to the second game to the third game.
Va tezda birinchi, ikkinchi, uchinchi o'yinga futbolchilarni tez tayyorgarlik qilishiga imkoniyat tug'iladi.
We have very little traveling at that time.
Va o'sha uchish bilan bo'lgan muammolar, ya'ni uzoq uchish, futbolchilarning yaxshi fizik holatiga qaytishi, bu muammolar yechilgan bo'ladi.
The one thing that I will miss a lot,
lekin bitta narsa men sog'inadigan va menga yoqmaydigan narsa,
and that one thing is that we cannot play these big games here in this stadium.
Shunday katta o'yinlarni o'z maydonimizda o'yna olmasligimiz.
Because I have very good memories in the games against Al-Sadd, against Al-Shabaab, here, the qualification, have full stadium, this special atmosphere when all the supporters are sitting here, that also carries the players, and that I will miss.
Chunki mening yodimda o'sha Al-Shabab, Al-Sadga qarshi o'yinlar tribunalarimiz muxlislarga to'lgan edi. Bu juda ham bir chiroyli holat edi. O'yinchilarga qo'shimcha motivatsiya beradigan holat va shu kabi holatlarni albatta biz sog'indik. Marhamat, yana savollar bormi? Timur aka?
Надо признать, что Пахтакор, в принципе, не имеет конкурентов на суперлиге. Вот. Поэтому наверняка вы анализировали, ваш тренерский штаб анализировал, как готовятся к этому сезону другие команды. Вот. Будет ли достойные конкуренты у вас вот в этом сезоне? Какие команды вы видите, которые могли бы оказать вам большое сопротивление?
I think the Pahtakor is the best club in Uzbekistan and the strongest one, and even it was in last year. So, what can you say about the opponents for this season? Which teams you can mention that it will be the biggest challenge to fight with them, and who will be the best in this option?
Yeah, every season, when you're just at the start of the league, it's always a very interesting time because you don't never know exactly how other teams improved, how other teams maybe have the chance to grow because they have made some changes. This is always very interesting to find out.
Предсезонный момент очень интересен еще тем, что вы никогда не знаете полностью, насколько готовы другие соперники. То есть у вас есть общее представление, по новостям знаете это, но полностью именно вот как и кто готов, вы никогда не угадаете.
In every country it's the same.
И в каждой стране это одинаково.
There's always 7 teams that want to become the champion.
In Uzbekistan?
In Uzbekistan also. Always 7 teams that think they can.
Думаю, в любом чемпионате там есть около 7 команд, которые всегда претендуют на чемпионство.
They dream of this. This is football. This is good.
В среднем это имеется в виду, и каждая из этих команд мечтает стать чемпионом. Поэтому это футбол, это нормально и это хорошо.
And the other 7 teams, they will not relegate.
А остальные 7 думают о том, чтобы не опуститься в Про-лигу, в низший дивизион, и они борются в свою очередь за это. То есть в Узбекистане у нас из 14, получается, 7 будут бороться за чемпионство, у них есть большие намерения, а 7 будут за то, чтобы не попасть в Про-лигу.
So when the league is maybe 5-6 rounds, we can have a first look, I think, how the balance will be.
Я думаю, после 5-6 туров предварительный такой анализ можно будет сделать и предварительно оценить, кто на что гораст.
Конкретно можно какие-то команды?
Can you mention the names of the team?
No, I think the 2 games against Nassaf will be a good measurement already. I think Nassaf almost the same strength as last year. Last year they've grown in the season, so it will be two big games, I think, already immediately.
И еще я бы хотел отметить, что про Насаф, допустим, если это будет Насаф, у нас вот 2 игры подряд с ним, поэтому вот эти 2 игры, в принципе, тоже могут показать уровень команд. И мы можем сказать, что Насаф, в принципе, тоже так же силен, как и в прошлом году. Я так думаю, потому что на основе изучения думаю, что у них...
I think Lokomotiv, AGMK, Bunyodkor, Nafbahor, Also, we played pre-season game against Kizilkum. They're much stronger than last season, so
И
it will be
значит,
interesting to see.
конечно же, это будет АГМК, Буняткор, Бахор, Локомотив. И мы играли предсезонную игру с Кызылкумом. Они намного сильнее, чем были в прошлом году. И эта команда тоже будет как бы в числе лидеров чемпионата. The last two questions. Oxirgi ikkita savol, marhamat bilan.
Osiyo Chempionlar Ligasi bor katta turnir. Baribir kuchli futbolchilar bo'ladi, legionerlar. Bu yil o'tgan yil Pahtakor kam legionerlar, mahalliy futbolchilar bilan chorak finalga yetib bordi, lekin baribir qaysidir joyda legioner kerakligi baribir ko'rinib qoldi. Bu yil o'sha Chempionlar Ligasiga uzoqqa borish uchun legioner olinadi, bu haqda legioner haqida munosabatlar qanday?
So he's asking your opinion about the foreign players because we know that the Asian Champions League is very strong and tough tournament, and we saw that with the less number of foreign players, Pahtakor could achieve the quarter-final in the last season. So, but this season we have Dragan Cher and Erender Dirk, and will it be more foreigners in Pahtakor? And what can you say about the foreign players, their levels? Because we had Thiago Bezerra, Chalves, and I think Pahtakor needs the players like them.
Now, yeah, see, this is always for us as coaches. We constantly, of course, we're looking for make a team stronger. Of course, everybody do that.
Albatta murabbiy sifatida va murabbiylar shtabi o'sha Pahtakor klubi sifatida biz har doim o'zimizga to'g'ri keladigan yaxshi futbolchilarni topishga, qidirishga intilamiz.
But to make the team stronger, we're not looking at which nationality they are.
Lekin jamoani kuchaytirish uchun qaysi millat, qaysi fuqaroligiga qaramaymiz.
We don't take a foreigner because it's a foreigner. Foreigner, when we bring him in, he have to be better than an Uzbek candidate.
Chet el fuqarosi bo'lishi o'zi uchun biz uni Pahtakorga olib kelmaymiz, ya'ni chet el fuqarosi bo'lgani uchun Pahtakorga kelmaydi. U futbolchilar o'zbek futbolchilaridan ancha darajada kuchliroq bo'lishlari shart.
So it even has an advantage, I think, if you can bring the very good Uzbek players.
Va agar sizda juda ham yaxshi futbolchi, o'zbekistonlik futbolchilarni taklif qilish imkoniyati bo'lsa,
because these players also have a feeling for their club, have a feeling for their country.
Buni albatta amalga oshirish kerak, chunki Pahtakorga kelgandan keyin ular qaysi klubda o'ynayotganligini va o'z qanday darajada o'ynayotganligini juda ham yaxshi bilishadi. O'z mamlakatlari uchun qo'ldan kelgan barcha harakatlarni qilishadi.
And I think you can. Last year was a good example that with a team full of Uzbeks, you can challenge any club in Asia.
Va o'tgan yilgi misol o'zbek futbolchilariga, o'zbekistonlik futbolchilarga to'la bo'lgan klub Osiyoni har bir jamoasi uchun juda ham katta qiyinchiliklar uyg'otishini ko'rsatib berdik. The last question, последний вопрос, пожалуйста. Да, конечно. Да, конечно.
And I want to summarize everything that we discussed today, maybe with your words. What is your basic aim now? Maybe you want to win a championship, world championship, or it will be enough for you to make a perfect team here, and it will be good and the best final for you.
Yeah, as a coach, and that's also how I was as a player. I want to win the next game. And that's always how I work. I want to win the next game. So we play Nasaf, I want to win that game. And of course, when you're a player, you have more influence directly in the field to do it. As a coach, you have an indirect influence that you have to make as big as possible. And then you play this game, and you analyze the game, you evaluate the game, and you look already to the next game. And of course you look at the big picture, but you also look at the small picture, what's next week. And so this is a constant perspective of as a coach. I think every coach should have that. But that's very strong in my mind always. And if you win many games, you win also championships. That's also the conclusion after that. But I can only influence what's around me, very close around me. And that's the next game, that's my players, that's the people in the staff. And that's more or less it. But the next game, most important.
Demak, savol quyidagicha edi. Murabbiy sifatida, ya'ni bosh murabbiy sifatida bu sizning birinchi mavsumingiz bo'ladi Pahtakorda va umuman olganda siz o'z oldingizga qanday maqsadni qo'ygansiz? Ya'ni bitta musobaqani yutishmi, konkretni bitta yoki har bir o'sha ishtirok etgan musobaqada g'alaba qozonishmi? Bu to'g'risida nima deya olasiz? Javob esa murabbiy sifatida aytishim mumkinki, men har bitta keyingi uchrashuvni yutishga intilaman. Ya'ni men uchun hozirgi kunda eng muhim uchrashuv Nasaf bilan bo'lgan uchrashuvimiz. O'ylashimcha bu normal holat, albatta futbolchi sifatida ham biz bunga intilganmiz. Ya'ni qancha ko'p o'yinni yutsangiz, shuncha ko'p musobaqani yutishga imkoniyatingiz tug'iladi va albatta futbolchi va murabbiy o'rtasida bu proses har xil jarayon, har xil kechadi, chunki futbolchilar o'zlari maydonda o'sha yutuqqa erishishga harakat qilishadi. Biz chetdan turib, o'sha boshqargan holda bunga erishishga harakat qilamiz. Aytishim mumkinki, o'sha Pahtakor har bitta uchrashuvda men g'alaba qozonmoqchiman va bunga intilaman. It was answer to the last question. Thank you very much, Mr. Peter. Va barchalarga tashrif buyurganinglar uchun rahmat.